since I was 12 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. With my wife and kids, we run an antique shop in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, filled with some of the most unique items we can find. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
I'm home, honey.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's episode. I have driven down through a neighborhood, and we are going to be visiting with a very nice lady this morning who's selling off a collection of die-cast cars and antiques and who knows what else. I've brought the ambulance, just in case we need to fill it up. It's good and empty right now. We'll see how long that lasts for. I'm gonna go knock on the door and see what she's got. Where did he get so many nail boxes from?
You know what? It just came down through the generations of his family.
They just kept them. This is how you would have bought it at a hardware store. If you were doing a big project, they'd sell you a box of nails. It's 25 pounds. Yeah, that would weigh a lot. A couple beacon lanterns. A scale, some old saws. Okay, well, let's have a look at the die-cast. There were just an absolute ton of die-cast cars. I couldn't believe how many there were going back 10, 15, 20 years. Well, you know what I did? I had to buy it. Definitely glad I brought the big car today. There is a ton of die-cast cars. In fact, hundreds of them. Fun's gonna be finding room for it all at the shop now. Well, I'm all loaded up now. It's back to the shop to offload. I don't know why I do this to myself. I must be a glutton for punishment, buying way more stuff than my store can probably hold. But you get the better deals when you buy in bulk, so I usually try and buy everything. Oh well. Now I've just got to offload the car and figure out where all this stuff's gonna go. Luckily, I have everything set up by departments. Nautical in one case, food and snacks in another, toys and die-cast are at the back of the shop. It's already kind of full back there. I'm gonna offload it in the front area here. We'll go through it, see exactly what there is, price it, get it on the shelf, and hopefully out the door. This is what I've done to myself this morning. I have a sea of die-cast, and you think, well, maybe that's not so bad. It's over there, and it's all piled up here too. The reason I bought it is that a lot of these castings, they just simply don't make anymore. So if you're looking for, you know, a vintage Jeep or a John Deere tractor, you know, these are all really collectible little items that somebody who has that real truck or real car might be interested in. So there's all sorts of different styles. Now, Ertl made a pile of tractors like this, which are die-cast, very basic, but if you look around, you can find what's called the Prestige Edition, where they have much nicer detail, like the little fine chain, working suspensions. So anything like that is worth probably 3 times more than what the standard one is. There are just a pile of cars. Now, when it comes to die-cast cars, companies like Maisto are not the top of the line. People still buy them though. What you want to look for are brands that offer a little bit more detail, like flock carpeting. Some of them have little headlights at work. The more detail, the better on a vehicle like this. These are just a nice die cast that somebody will want to put on their shelf. I'm going to get pricing these and start putting them away. I can already see there's a lot of fun die cast models here. It's going to take me a while to get them all out. Well, I'm slowly going through all this stuff, getting things priced and put away, and right when I thought I was just about done, there's still more boxes behind me here, but that's okay. One item that was really cool, and literally, and I had never seen before, was this. And I was asking our friend, Rock and Roll Rick, who's behind us there. You've never seen one before either, have you?
Never seen one.
Yeah, and Bottle Bob, over next to me. Have you ever seen one before?
No.
Okay, well, let's show the folks what it is. It's sort of like a terracotta, like a clay cover, and apparently what you did, she put these little felt pieces on the bottom so it wouldn't get scratched sitting on the ground, but it says before using cooler, soak thoroughly, always keep top filled with water. So I believe the idea was that you'd get your milk delivered in an old-fashioned bottle, you'd put that over top, and as it's sitting there on your step, maybe you're away from work and can't be home, it would keep it nice and cool, or cool anyway, so that you wouldn't have spoiled milk when you got home. Never have I seen something like this before. I'm sure someone out there is saying, oh yeah, I got a whole barn full of them. Well, if so, that's really neat. And I like that the pea and puller is like the top of a mountain. It's sort of like a little mountain, and then at the crest of the mountain, that's where they have the puller milk cooler. Anyway, neat thing. And it's always fun to see something that you've never seen before too. So Rick, on a live feed the other day, I said I had a customer that comes through named Rick, and he was in a band called White Wolf, and I said, he was telling me how he used to wear the crazy outfits and jump around on stage, but you are the kindest, most soft-spoken guy that I have coming through the store. I'm trying to imagine you back. So when were you in White Wolf? What years?
About 1980 to 88.
And you traveled all over the place.
Oh, around the world.
And
all the cities in the U.S. and recorded an album in Amsterdam and Holland.
What is it like being a rock and roll star traveling around playing guitar?
Oh man, well, you know, it was the most fun I had, you know, in my lifetime, and of course I never made any money at it, and but I would never take the experience away for anything. It was a great time.
I bet it was fun. And you said you don't make money at it. That's because the labels took most of it, didn't they?
They took most of it. You bet they did.
I found out publishing my book is that the publisher pretty much takes the majority of it. But you had fun.
Had fun, and I wouldn't change it for anything. So.
Well, we're glad to have you through. Now we're gonna have to see, Bob's over there just kind of chilling. But Bob, do you play a musical instrument? I don't know if I ever asked.
I played the trombone, but that's been a while.
Not too many rock and roll bands incorporating a trombone.
No, that's why I didn't choose it as a career path. I didn't think I'd last too long.
But maybe Bob did miss his calling. There is one band that could have used him. Chicago. They've got a horn section. Why not?
Well, and plus, it looks to me, based on your hat, that says that Bob loves smooth jazz.
Yep.
24/7.
That's right.
Wait, we don't have smooth jazz playing right now. It's within the 24/7 time frame. I'll have to put some on for you just so you can make that hat accurate.
There you go.
But yeah, it's always fun to meet other people who play instruments or musicians, and yeah, it's a small world. But thanks for coming out today, Rick.
You bet.
And yeah, thanks for coming to check out the Polar Milk Cooler, which I guess I'll have to research and find out about. But back to work for me. This is an absolutely insane amount of die-cast cars. I had to spread them out over 3 walls, floor to ceiling. But look at the variety here. I've got everything from Studebakers to Mustangs to Corvettes and everything in between. And there was a few oddballs in here too that you don't usually see. Volkswagen Microbus, but I really like the Citroen or Citroën, the DS Palais. Had one of those cars before. And some that are actually really difficult to find can be worth over $100 each. Most of these are in the $50 Canadian to $60 Canadian sort of price range, but man, I've got a lot of them. And that's okay because they've been selling really well lately. It seems like every day on the weekend, we sell probably 5 or 6 of these. So this is perfect. That's great. Also ended up getting a little variety of these Liberty Classic. These are Banks, 124 scale fire trucks of all manner. So fun, but I'm not done yet. I still have a pile of stuff on my counter, all those farm tractors to put somewhere, and I don't know where they're gonna go. I'm gonna have to get creative here. I am down to the final stack of stuff. There are some here that I want to go through in a little bit more detail, like all these little miniature pedal cars, which are so cool. I've had those in before, they always sell. And Brian came in, and I like your hat, first off.
It's New Friend Day at the store. Welcome, Brian. We're glad to have you. And what do we have today? A matching hat and a love for old cars. I see a future friendship.
He's on the other side of his plexiglass shield there. But yeah, I've almost rocking the same look today. But you were here the other day with your Studebaker. What year is it?
1926.
26. And you were taking some pictures, and he's brought one in to show me. And he parked in front of the store and took a shot of it. And they did a little bit of embellishment. I love how you got rid of the ugly building next door there. Sorry, the building owners. I guess it's practical, but that is just amazing. I would love to kind of fill my yard in and make it look a little bit more like that. Beautiful car. And you've got it here today?
Yes, I have it parked up front.
Okay, well, we got to go have a look at it. Wow, now that's a car. That is absolutely stunning. Did you do much of the restoration yourself, or?
Actually, my father did all of the restoration. He spent 27 years putting it back together.
Wow, is that what it looked like when he
This is
found
what
it?
he started with.
19 when he got it.
It was 19 when he first saw it. 20 years later, he brought home what was left of it.
Wow, so it was all disassembled and...
Everything, it had gone from the Roadster to a farm truck to a hay wagon, and...
Boy, well, what a lucky guy you are to have such a beautiful vehicle to drive around in. Did you get your fuel tank issue sorted?
Yes, it's all taken care of now.
That's the nice thing about old cars. The whole community comes together to help out when something goes wrong. He was having some issues with the fuel tank, had a bit of a leak, and you sealed it up, and now you're back at it.
The 1926 version of a fuel pump had a leak on the bottom of it, and we finally got it fixed.
Well, it's nice to see it on the road, and that picture looks fantastic in front of the store. I bet it's a lot of fun.
It definitely is.
You know, I had a 52 MGTD, and it felt like the same technology as this car. Oh, is it a rumble seat?
It sure is.
Oh, see, now that's even more special. Or they call the mother-in-law seat when you don't want her too close to you.
Yeah.
Wow, it's absolutely stunning.
So he was the chauffeur, and my wife and I rode in the rumble seat.
Well, I think it's just a gorgeous car, and it's so nice to see it out on the road. Look at the size of those rims.
20 inch.
20 inch. Boy, what a knockout. Brian's gonna start it up for us as he heads out. There she goes. Like a big old sewing machine. Sometimes the detail on these little cars is surprising. This piece I thought was particularly cool. Maybe morbid perhaps. It's a 37 Studebaker, but it's a hearse. So the door is open and it has a working suspension. But look, it's even got the little stands for the casket and the flowers. I mean, that is a pretty interesting sort of piece. That's not the sort of thing you'd find for your kids, you know, sitting at a toy store. This would have been obviously meant for collectors, but just a beautiful little piece. And sometimes they do like little spark plug wires in there, and really, really neat. There's all sorts of people who like all sorts of collectibles and cars, and something like that would actually sell really quickly. Okay, so Dave, which one were you kind of eyeing up over there?
Well, you know, this one's actually pretty cool. It's got opening doors on it. And then if you look in the back, it's even got like a little hand truck back here.
Does it have milk?
It's got a little case of milk there.
That's funny. It's like there's a theme going on. I didn't show you that yet, but that's a insulator to keep milk cold. And here I've got a milk truck in.
Oh,
sometimes, yeah, things just work out. That is really neat, though. I think I'm going to display this one out of the box so people can see just how neat that is.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
I like it a lot. This is the problem. I get stuff in that I like, and then I want to take it home, and then that's a problem. So I have to be good and let somebody else enjoy it, not
That
me.
one you should almost keep. Yeah, exactly.
I know, but then I like all of these. This is another step van too, but that's a paddy wagon.
Oh, okay.
And then the hearse was neat. Oh yeah, there's so much cool stuff.
Yeah, you got the little gas pumps here.
I know. You know, if I didn't own this store, I would be a regular at this store. This was a surprise. I ended up finding a 1950 GMC pickup. Now in my backyard, I've got a 1949 Chevy pickup. Very similar body style, except mine is a 5-window, which means it's got the little quarter windows on the back. But it even has a wood stake bed. I think this one might just have to stay in the shop with a little Curiosity Inc. logo on it. How cool is that? Well, there we go. I've upgraded my business card holder to be my mascot truck, which will soon be sitting on the side of the building. And it's even almost the right scale for my bearded top hat Alex, because I'm the Willy Wonka around here when I wear my top hat. And he's just about the right size. to enjoy this. But if this was a real truck, he'd be like, there's spiders in here, I ain't going in there. But this one is cool. I think he's gonna hang out there looking all crazy. I'm sure the kids coming through the store are gonna think that's really fun. All right, I had to give my little guy a shave so he was more Alex-like. Now I'll put him back in his truck. Well, that's it. Another day. Park the ambulance. I'm gonna get on my motorcycle. Whew. So thanks for watching this week's episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna enjoy my ride home today and not worry about buying truckloads full of cars. Thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see y'all soon, and bye for now.